Namaste, Sarve Bhavantu, Sukhinaha. Welcome to this transit update. On the 2nd of June, Jupiter is transiting Karka. After 12 years, Jupiter is coming back to Karka. And though there are some retrogressions and there are some forward motions and again combustion, Jupiter will give the main result of transit of Karka between June 2026 to July 2026. Let's take a look at this. Jupiter is exalted in Karka, and therefore the kind of effects we see here are going to be more powerful than the usual transit. For Major, Jupiter transit will bring acquisition of lands and property. It's to do with immobile property. Some of you may get an alternative house, acquire an alternative domicile. And also some of you may gain from lands. Some of you may sell your land, buy another land, or you may get the acquisition of or ownership of another constructed building or house. For some of you who already have some property in possession, there could be some problems with the property that you're dealing with. And for all those people who are looking for acquisition of a new one, buying a new one, that will actually come through now. There will be improved relationships with your mother. Mother will be a happy person. But for some of you, at some times there can also be deep misunderstandings with your mother. The deep misunderstandings will have to be managed very obediently, because mother should not be hurt. Mother will be the main focus, and the place where you live in, the luxury and lot of comfort and mental peace within the family environment is what you're seeking and what will be blessed by the planet Jupiter to you. So in all, this is going to be a very good transit with some mixed results regarding your mom's health, your relationship with your mom, and some mental stability regarding your social life. All your focus will be towards your family now, so social life will take a back seat. Acquisition of property and even verbally communication that this property belongs to you or you have the ownership of this, such matter will actually come to you. For Vrishabha, this transit is going to make a marked difference in your boldness and courage. You will be accomplishing some of the things which you have not accomplished in the last 12 years. Whatever required so much of confident move by you, and an affirmation and assertion that yes, I can do this and I must do this. Such kind of works which had been shelved off by you will now be achieved by you. So Jupiter is transiting your Parakrama Kshetra, which means that you will be very bold and courageous, and your communication abilities will actually soar now. Whatever you speak, others will be ready to listen and even follow it. So all those people who are into social media marketing, sales and marketing, and as well as into voice related or vocal abilities, verbal communications, etc., mass media, communication, journalism, all these people will do extremely well. And all those people who are wanting to host a YouTube channel, start off your social media campaign, you can now do it for 1 year. You will be getting the best results possible in the 12 years. Relationships with siblings will also improve a lot, though there can be some misunderstandings for some of you. It's better to get your charts checked in order to know the Dasha Bhukti effect. For Mithuna, this is a very favorable transit. It brings wealth, acquisition of wealth, financial gains, as well as a lot of luxury, comfort and happiness in your family environment. For some of you, there can be some auspicious ceremonies going on in your family, like marriage or even some very big homas or spiritual rituals. For some of you, there can be an addition to the family, in the sense there can be a childbirth. Improvement in your family relationships is definitely seen, and a lot of you will actually be very attached to your family people now. Last 2 years there was no Guru Bala, and because of this you have actually lost many friends or connections. Now all the love and affection will be actually for you fulfilled by your own family, the people with whom you live between the very four walls of your house. The nearest and the dearest ones will matter to you a lot now. Their happiness will actually bring you lots of happiness. For all those married couple who have been facing some misunderstandings, etc., your relationship will get very well cemented now. You will come together to hold your family in peace and also in a proper position in this society. So family reunions are now happening in case of Mithuna. For Karka, this is a very challenging transit because Jupiter is transiting your own sign where he is exalted. This means that there is an expansion in your personality traits, which means that there is some change, obviously. You need to make certain changes in your personality. The cues will come from what people perceive you as, and also the cues will be from whatever you want it to be. When you retrospect all your growth in the last 12 years, because it's a once in 12-year transit, you may want to now step back and think and introspect about what you wanted to be and what you have become in the last 12 years. And where was it that there was a diversion, or have you really achieved whatever you wanted to be, and what is your goal for the next 12 years? Because after Jupiter quits your sign, he will come back to your sign only after 12 more years. Whatever changes now will happen to you will be forced upon you by critics of other people too. All this will last for the next 12 years, and as long as you stay spiritual and take everything positively, you will not be in trouble. But in case you get into an argument about your personality traits or your really private matters with some people, then you will be at a loss of words and you will also be at a loss in your status. So now is the time for a total personality transformation for Karka, and also all these people may also gain some weight. So beware of weight gain related health issues and also some diabetes. For Simha, this is a very challenging transit. After 12 years, Jupiter is transiting your 12th house. 12th house marks some endings and terminations and also heavy expenses. So for Simha Rashi people, there is some heavy expense that has come already. You might have already known by the time you are watching this video. There can be major terminations in friendships or relationships, and also there can be a loss of friendship and loss of business partnerships. Some of you may even have to quit your job and seek an alternative employment because there has been some kind of a demotion or a problem with your respect, reputation and status. And also heavy expenses and health issues and lots of worries are caused by you. From the last 7 years you had Guru Bala, and that's why almost everything went in your favor. The next 5 years will be a testing time for your own personality and your ability to walk on a spiritual path truly. So now is the time for you to just dust off what is not required in your life. Redefine what is it that you want to be in a spiritual aspect of your life. Materially, there will be no gain now. Everything that's to be gained is spiritual and it's not apparent to people. You may feel singled out in the society, but as long as you are on your spiritual path, that doesn't matter, and that actually helps in spiritual prosperity. For Kanya, this transit is actually very, very beneficial. This is once in 12 years time for your financial gains and also for your wish fulfillment. Friends will actually help you a lot, and all the extended family members also will be in your favor. For the next 4 months, you will not be able to put your phone down. There will be so many phone calls. So many people will be trying to interact with you, and also there will be so many people wanting to be advised by you and anyhow be in touch with you. For all those people who are into multimedia marketing and then multi-level marketing, etc., you will gain a lot of money from connections. So this is the time you will have to even double or triple your connections, and it becomes very, very easily possible. Any number of groups you join will be welcoming you, and also people will be ready to pay for your services. So this is the time for the maximum gain for all those people who are into business through people. There is also wish fulfillment, and friends will be very helpful. So this is an excellent time for Kanya Rashi. This transit is going to be extremely beneficial, but it's not so very favorable for married people and also for relationships of romantic type. Romantic relationships or even marriage will actually take a little bit of a back seat because now you're so much focused on your friends and you're so busy. At the same time, this is not also a good time for starting any new relationships. Platonic friendships will actually do well now. Romantic relationships will not be at their best. For Tula, this transit is going to make a lot of difference. It will bring many professional opportunities, the one of a kind which you have not seen in the last 12 years, but they will be equally challenging. Because from 9th, Jupiter is transiting to your 10th house. When your 9th house Jupiter had a lot of status bestowed upon you, the status might be lost now suddenly. Your expertise in professional field may be now questioned. Some of you may also lose an employment opportunity, or you may actually have to be demoted, even if it is virtually and not apparent to everyone. Bosses will not be favoring you anymore. You have enjoyed the favor of bosses and also a lot of good status and reputation in the last 1 year. That is going to change now. There will be many hurdles in your workplace. You may want to change your place of employment, and getting another employment may not be really that easy as you think. Now is the time for you to rebuild your professional interests and also your professional goals, and also really think about where is it that you want to be in the next 12 years, because this 12-year cycle of 10th house to 10th house is what's going to define your professional future for the next 11 years. For Vrishchika, this transit is extremely beneficial. Jupiter is transiting your 9th house. 9th house is of fortunes. So there is a dawn of fortune for you right away. For all those who are eligible and willing to be married, now is the time to tie the knot, and the people you meet now, the person you meet now as a marriage prospect is definitely a soulmate. So all those people who have been struggling to be married should now tie the knot with whoever is the most favorable prospect. For all those aspiring parents, there is childbirth, new family entry, and also for all those people who are living with parents or have been separated from parents, now is the time to get together with your parents. Parents will forgive you. You will receive a lot of benediction and also blessings from all the elders and even the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. This is a very beneficial time for Vrishchika Rashi. There is financial gain. There is also a lot of increase in status. Everybody will come and respect you, and you will become a very respected person in society as well as in your family and friends circle. For Dhanu, Jupiter is transiting your 8th house from the 7th house. When Jupiter was in the 7th house, you had a lot of benefits in your partnerships. Everybody was willing to work with you and everybody was interested in your partnership. Now all that suddenly changes, and Jupiter is exalted in the 8th house, and because of this, there will be a sudden deterioration in some of the most trusted partnerships that you have actually ever built. It could be a life partner, it could be a business partner, and it could be even colleagues or even the people with whom you're living. The very foundations of your life may seem now shaken for a while. And this effect is going to last for 1 full year, so it cannot be ignored. So now is calling for an internal transformation. You may get into depressive thoughts, and there can be a lot of problems in your private matters as well. With your near and dear ones, there can be many differences, and you may not really have any patience to deal with all of this anymore. There can be depressive thoughts as said, and therefore now this is a very delicate and very thoughtful situation for you. In the last 12 years, you may not have experienced so many differences, so much of being actually subdued in many ways emotionally. But meditation is what is going to help you, and this is just a passing phase. And so after 1 year, this phase will not be there in your life, but this 1 year will have to be. taken up and treated as the most important opportunity for you to change your own personality and your outlook towards life, and importantly to deal with the kind of opposition or the difference of opinion that you're facing with the most important people in your life. It has to be taken up as a challenge, not very aggressively but very compassionately, so you tend to understand what is actually happening and where is the difference with your own near and dear ones. Health also might suffer because you may suddenly feel you are not being given the kind of attention that you always enjoyed. You might be ignored and people might seem indifferent to your thoughts. It may feel like they have given you too much of attention and they don't want to give you that kind of attention anymore. You have to be on your own. Maybe they're saying all these things to you, is the kind of feeling that you may get. Spiritually, this transit is going to be very, very beneficial, and so it is better to search for spiritual paths for reconciliation. For Makara, this is an extremely beneficial transit. There will be a lot of strength in your partnerships now. It could be with a life partner, it could be in business partnerships. All those people who have been having a lot of problems in your business partnerships so far may actually just see that everything is falling in place and your partnerships are becoming very, very solidly based. For all those people who had been having a lot of differences in marriage with your spouse, now you will get the best time in 12 years for you to cement this relationship, and you will also be very, very thankful that you did not think of a separation or anything. And for all those people who had actually also been thinking of separation, now you will feel that you will realize that separation is not required and it is not the solution to any problem at all. So Makara Rashi people will be enjoying the benefits of very, very good and stable partnerships in work, in business, as well as in personal life all through this 1 year of transit. For all those people who are eligible and willing to be married will now be able to tie the knot, and the person you meet now is the one who is meant for you for this life. A soulmate person will actually appear. And for all those parents who are aspiring, there is a possibility of childbirth and conception. For Kumbha, Jupiter is transiting your 6th house, which means that you will be able to actually win over all the opposition. Enemies will be destroyed, enemies will step back. But at the same time, there may be some problem with people in religious path, because with such people you may pick up fresh enmity. There can be a difference of opinion, or there can be some clashes in ideology with people who are into spiritual path. This will be very, very personal to you, and you may not be really equipped with the kind of arguments or facts that will support your arguments. So due to this, you may feel a little challenged in the spiritual atmosphere and spiritual concepts at this point, and there may be many people who are trying to actually put you down, thinking or trying to prove they're superior to you in whatever spiritual matters or spiritual excellence that you're claiming that might be yours. So this is the time to reduce opposition, think properly, and also enemies may try to overpower you very, very often, and enemies will actually have mastered the techniques to actually make you feel weak. So this may be a real tough time for you to deal with once and for all, with all those people who have been causing you a lot of opposition over the years. Health also needs concern and caution, because as you see, you can be very, very worried about some important aspects of your life. For some of you who are actually into questionable business or employment or work or social environment, there can be a fear of litigation also. So please get your charts checked for the Dasha Bhukti. If Dasha Bhukti also happens to be challenging, there can be many problems for you, and it can be really overwhelming and confusing and also depressing. So get your charts checked without fail. Take care of your health too, because of the worries. You may actually have lots of health issues, and Jupiter is the one who causes phlegm, cough and ENT infections. Going forward, we are having rainy season and then it's winter, so you may have a lot of cough related and lung related problems, so please do take care of your health. For Meena Rashi, this transit is going to be extremely beneficial, especially because Jupiter is exalted in this sign. And the second thing is, for 5 years you did not have the Guru Bal, and for the next 7 years, now is the beginning of Guru Bala for 7 years. You can see a marked change in the interaction of people. Everywhere people are trying to be friendly with you, there is respect for you, and also there is actually a listening ear for all that you had to express in all these years. The same people who had declined to respect you will now begin to respect you. And there will be many new people who are able to see your perspective as something which is pure and also which is sanctified. So for Meena Rashi people, there is a lot of respect. There is also financial gain. For all those people who are eligible, there is partnership, there is business partnership, there is an employment partnership, or there is also a life partnership for all those who are eligible to tie the knot. And for some of you, those aspiring parents who are legally wedded and expecting to have a baby, there is probability of conception and childbirth as well. So for Meena Rashi, this is going to be an extremely beneficial transit with positives everywhere, people respecting you, and your work horizons actually cross all the boundaries which you may not have seen in the last 12 years. There's a once in 12-year transit to the 5th house, so investments will also pay you off with good dividends and profits. There's a time good for investment and doing the profit booking within just 1 year. Do not keep it for the next year or June 2027 precisely. Before June 2027, all those investments done now have to be profit booked. Then you will really stand in profit. Beyond 2027 to 2028, these investments may actually seem to be bringing you losses. So now is a good time for investment, now is a good time for employment, now is a good time for partnership, now is also a good time for social interaction. There's good, all the artists who have been waiting for breakthroughs in their lives will now certainly get breakthrough opportunities. Some of you may go viral and you may be dominating the stage for the next 1 year. Creativity will improve. So any benefit that you think of will be actually now granted to you for 1 year. So this transit is very beneficial to Meena Rashi as well.